Hello, you amazing people. You're listening to the Marketing and Coffee Podcast, the show that brings you the latest in marketing, especially in the UAE market, with your host, Lijo Ittoop.
CXOs have been busy like never before. They have so many things running on their head. Is the sales coming? Is the operations in place? Is there customer complaints? Anything. There's so many things. Sorry for the late podcast. This week got delayed, and one of the big things that does occur in my head is how do I keep having conversation with business owners? And digital marketing is becoming big, and while learning a lot of different things as the business owner becomes more evolved in how to interpret digital marketing or marketing for that matter. So what I try to do here is there are a lot of things that the business owners, CFOs can look into. There are a lot of operational stuff, a lot of even tactical stuff, like which is the campaign that is performing. Maybe that's something that a CXO can look at different intervals. But what I would recommend is not to look at everything every day. Now, there are some key metrics that I would like to talk about that should come as part of what you should look at to give key indicators where the business is being driven from a marketing point of view. While it's in a random order, but let me just start with one of the first thing that comes to mind is consumer acquisition cost. Now, the consumer acquisition cost is a function of your business and your willingness to invest. A lot of the businesses invest disproportionate to their gross margin, gross profit. They may go 2x, 3x of the acquisition cost. It is how much stomach you have. Now, there are two sides to this coin. Some of the acquisition cost may not be viable over a period of time. You may burn cash. You will burn cash if you are on a negative cost of acquisition. And the more faster you burn the cash, the worse it's for you. But for a quick dipstick on consumer acquisition cost that you should look at, it should be a x of how much margin you're making. So suppose your product value is $100 and you make a profit of $30, and you want to go up to $30 to acquire that consumer, or $10 or $15 to acquire that, that's fine. But it's up to you that you want to go 3x of that, making sure that the fourth time that they buy, you make profit out of them. So it's how many x of the gross margin that you're going to make, or even for that net margin that you're going to make, are you willing to spend because acquiring that consumer. Now that brings me to the second part of the leads on to the second metrics that I would talk about is the lifetime value. When I speak lifetime value, the reason why I speak lifetime value is one of the biggest assets of a business is the customer. Now, suppose you have gone ahead and acquired that consumer at a cost that is X, 2X or 3X. If you have acquired that customer at the gross value level, gross profit level, then it's fine. But if you have acquired him at the 2X or 3X of a gross margin, then you have to make profit out of that consumer. So what is the lifetime value that you can generate? The faster you bring the consumer to buy the second time, third time, fourth time, the whole challenge is to make it a habit. The first time it's a transaction, second time it goes transaction plus, third, fourth, it becomes a habit. And the more habit it becomes of a consumer, the more money you make of the consumer. So it is important for anybody to look at lifetime value as the second metrics that they look at, which eventually brings me to the third metrics, which is the revenue. Now, what is the revenue? Now, there is a channel-wise revenue. Now, biggest challenge that a marketer faces is that where am I making the money? Now, over a period of time, paid campaign can give you acquire the consumer, but over a period of time, you have to make sure that the organic, your referral marketing, your word of mouth kicks in so that your cost of acquisition is driven down. So it's become very difficult because there is different models of attribution. There is a last click attribution, time decay attribution. But even if I look at as the last click attribution, and with the new changes in iOS 14, the 7-day window, view window, it's becoming more and more difficult to attribute to sale. But it will be a good understanding for a business owner to see that where is he getting the sales from? is which channel. Is it Google Ads? Is it organic? Is it Facebook ad? Is it Snapchat? Which channel is leading to more impressions, more sales? So it is important for you to understand channel-wise sales. So just recapping at this midpoint moment, you have know what's the consumer acquisition cost, what is the lifetime value you need to generate out of the customers, so that they become repeat customers. And once you know that they can become repeat customers, like what is the revenue? Like, is that repeat customers going on to become consumers who type in your website directly or organically? So that brings to me the next metric, which is the return on advertising spend. So it's called ROAS. So what is the return on advertising spend that you are getting? So if so there are certain clients of mine who get a return on advertising spend into far into the double digits, so they're really making profit. But then a lot of brands at the initial stage did not make a good ROI. So it's important for you to understand that if I am spending advertising money and making a consumer onto this website, I'm making him or her purchase from the website. How can I increase my return on advertising spend? A lot of the relationships have become very transactional right now. So there is a high possibility that the consumer who have bought in for the first user, you bought in with some kind of a discount. Now, it is while we look at lifetime value, it is important to also look at first time value. How do I make sure that every consumer that I'm acquiring through the paid channels, there is a return on advertising spend? How do I make him buy more the first time that they come? And the more they buy the first time that they come, the better ROAS you have. Because you have to assume at certain point of time that the consumer, when he comes in for the first time, there's a high probability they may not come back the next time because of the extreme competition. While you work towards getting in, but you have to work with an assumption that if I'm going to spend money acquiring that consumer, what is the return on advertising spend that I'm getting? And then it brings to me the Pareto principle. Pareto principle, cause and effect. So now there are certain campaigns, product campaigns that are running, which now we spoke about return on advertising spend. So when you look at return on advertising spend, you know that you're spending doing a campaign on product X. Now you need to see what is the core, that is the core, and what is the effect, like what product is actually getting sold. So so if more and more product, the consumers comes in with an ad of an X product, that's a click that they come in with, but they will go on to buy Y, Z. So there is a possibility that you can push those campaigns, because when you are doing a push campaign, of course, which is top of the funnel campaign through Facebook, Instagram, if it's down the funnel campaigns for Google Ads, you know the intent has been stated. But for up the funnel campaigns, you really do not know if that's what the consumer wants. So it will be good for you to check what is the effect of those ads. What did the consumer eventually go and buy? Where did they find? Which product did they view? So find out which is the product, which product contributes to 80% of the sales. Maybe it's the top 20%, and just keep investing behind it so that the portfolio of the top 20% becomes bigger and bigger. So recapping again, as you would have heard me talk about, what is your acquisition cost that you're looking at? What is the return on advertising spend that you're looking at? How can I bring back the consumer? How do I make him lifetime value? What is the profitability per channel that you're looking at? What is the cause and effect that you're looking at? And one key metrics that you have to keep measuring is the likelihood to recommend. Now, most of the brands, they want a lot of feedback. They want to send a detailed questionnaire. Was my logistics all right? Was my product all right? Was my packaging fine? Did you find everything that look? There's so many different things, especially or for that matter, any business that they run. So how easy or difficult is it to find out like, will the consumer come back? I think the NPS, where the likelihood to recommend, is the one key metric that can define that will the consumer come back for good or not, or for that matter recommend. So anything above 8, the likelihood to recommend is very strong score. So it is important for you to understand that the chances, or the more chances that the consumer is there saying that he's going to recommend, are that the consumer themselves will come back. So if at all you need to look at a score that will tell you what is going to build lifetime value, is the NPS. and you have to build in a system where everybody is accountable for that NPS. And as the marketing team, the whole it has to build into the marketing plan also the net promoter score, though it's a lot of factors that goes into a consumer recommending or not, but it is part of the brand team to make sure that the brand experience, the sales, the logistics, everything make pushes back the consumer to recommend. And if the marketing team is not aware what is the chances that the consumer is going to recommend you or not recommend you, you're just wasting your money. So if there are challenges along in the business, it's the marketing's responsibility to make sure that you push the experience to such a level that the consumers can recommend. And as I said, NPS is a team activity, and it is very important that the key team comes together to do this. So make sure, I know every business owner is busy. There are 101 metrics that they want to look at. What is the Google Ads that is performing? What are the keywords? What is the copy? Which keywords that is the best suited? Different business owners operate at different levels of efficiency. A lot of business owners can spend time behind finding what is the keywords that's going, what is the copy that is going, what is the creative that is going. But it's the job of the marketing to ensure that that part is taken away, or that agency's job to take away that tension from the business owner and run through that and make sure that they give the results. Now, the business owner, all that they have to do is look through this 5 to 10 metrics on a strategic level. Of course, you do a lot of tactical stuff, which you look at that. Okay, I've got this X product to sell, and can we do some campaign on those? This is product with high profitability. This is a exclusive product on a website. So there are different permutation combinations and tactical stuff that will go on. But these key metrics, if looked at, can give you a broad understanding of where the business is headed from a marketing point of view, and it will help you grow and keep that marketing team or the agency you're working with accountable on what is the way forward. So the bottom line is to create loyal customers who keep coming back, and all of these activities should lead to your customers coming back. And the more you invest behind data, CRM, automation, the more data you have, you can make data informed, not data influenced decisions, but at least a data informed decision making. So that's it for me, and I hope this helped you to fine tune in your head what are the key metrics in the sea of different metrics that's floating around for you to look at any given point of time. Happy to have a chat. Please reach out to me if you have any other metrics that you can feel is going to help you. This is Lijo, and thank you for listening to this episode of Podcast with Lijo.